right now we're going to start seated, and just to give you a little idea of where we're going, we're going to start seated, and then we're going to come to stand. We're going to be doing a lot of twisting work today. So twisting, as I talk about often, is really good for your internal organs. Twisting is a great way to constrict your inner organs. It's almost like you're wringing your inner organs out like a dirty sponge. And then when you come out of that twist, all that fresh blood flushes out any toxins. So it's a really good cleansing method, twisting. Twisting is also really good for your spine. And we're going to be paying a lot of attention to our spine today. So your spine starts right at the base of your skull, and it travels all the way down to your tailbone. So if you want to take a moment and just bring your finger to that little like indent in the back of your head, and then you can kind of tilt your head down and lift your chin up. And then again, tilt your chin down and lift your chin up. And that is helping you to become aware of where the beginning of your spine is. So that's the top of your spine. The bottom of your spine is your tailbone. So just let your awareness rest there for a moment. So your spine is the only part of your body that connects your body and your brain. So if you're just joining me, I have asked everyone if they wanted to turn their cameras on so I could actually see some faces. You're all muted, so if you're grunting and groaning or cursing at me, I won't hear you, but it would be nice to see your face. So we're going to be talking a lot about our spine. It's the only thing that connects our body and our mind. And I've mentioned many times that a lot of yogis believe that your age is determined by the health of your spine, right? So we've all seen people all hunched over walking down the street. They look like they're 95 years old, and in reality, they might be 60. Or you see somebody strutting down the street with their head erect, their shoulders back, their posture's beautiful, and they could be in their 80s. So posture is determined by your spine. And again, yogis believe your age is determined by the health of your spine. So we're going to be focusing a lot on spinal work today. Before we begin moving our bodies, I'm going to invite you to all close your eyes. And then let your attention begin to travel up and down that entire spinal column. Maybe you can even use a little visualization and a little imagination and feel as if you are inhaling your breath from your tailbone all the way up through the middle of your back to your upper back to your neck. And then as you exhale, you're releasing that breath from the base of your skull all the way back down to your tailbone. And allow your breath to find a nice, smooth rhythm. And picture it moving up and down your spinal column. And maybe you allow your intention for your practice to be that you will pay attention to your spine throughout your whole time on the mat this afternoon. So bring your hands together at your heart center, and maybe you inhale that intention to pay attention deep into your heart center. And then you exhale it out into the world. Allow that chin to start to drop down toward your chest. Maybe you even bring that chin a little bit closer to that notch at the base of your throat, really creating some length in the back of your neck. And then start to open your eyes. Slowly follow your hands with your gaze as you raise your arms up over your head. Look up, stretch up, breathe up. When you've reached as far as you think you can reach, take another little breath in, reach up even higher. And then as you exhale, take your right hand, bring it behind you. Take your left hand, let it rest on your right thigh. Begin to turn your belly, your ribs, your chest, and then look over that right shoulder. Staying here, take another big breath in, lift your belly up a little bit higher, And leading with that belly button, twist a little deeper, moving that belly, those ribs, that chest, maybe looking a little further beyond that right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Stretch your arms back up. Create that extension. Stretch your spine that was just all twisted. And now that left hand comes behind you. Your right hand comes onto your left thigh. You're still looking forward while you turn your belly. You're still looking forward while you turn your ribs. You're still looking forward. Then you turn your chest, your shoulder, and you glance over that left shoulder. Your inhale lifts you up a little bit taller, and your exhale, beginning with that belly button, twists you a little bit deeper. Big breath in brings you back to center. Those arms come back up over your head. And as you exhale, you're going to bring your hands down in front of you and lift yourself up onto your hands and knees. I'm going to move my iPad down onto the floor. I think you can see me better that way. So with your hands and knees on the floor, pause for a moment and check to make sure that you can spread your fingers nice and wide. You can feel yourself pressing into your fingertips. And then you're going to start thinking about your spine. Drop your belly, lift your tailbone, look up. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, pull your belly button in, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. Your awareness is on that spine, right? That's where your attention is. So again, drop your belly. Notice what happens to that low back. Lift your tailbone and then look up. So just for a moment in this position, travel from that base of your skull. Notice what's happening to your whole spinal column. Take a big breath in, and then as you exhale, pull that belly button in, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. Come to a neutral spine, curl your toes, and start to lift yourself to down dog. In your down dog, once again, look at your fingers. Do your thumb and index finger look like the capital letter L? Are you pressing only into the heel of your hand, or are you using your fingertips? Come up nice and high onto your tippy toes. Bend your right knee, let your left heel come down. And then come back to your tippy toes. Bend your left knee, let your right heel come down. Come back to your tippy toes. Let both of your heels come all the way down. Let your head be really heavy. Lift your hips a little higher. Feel that length that you're creating in your entire spine. And then come up back up onto those tippy toes. Bend your knees. Pull in on your belly. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, hop your feet to your hands. Slide your hands to your shins. Look forward. Nice big breath in. And as you exhale, fold forward. Maybe your knees need to be bent a little bit. Maybe they can stay straight. But we're going to hang out here. And I want you to, of course, feel it in your hamstrings, maybe the back of your knees, maybe your calves. But I want you to start paying attention to what a deep forward bend does to your spinal column. As you imagine your head getting even heavier, maybe instead of a 15-pound bowling ball, it feels like a 20-pound bowling ball. Notice the length and space you're creating in your cervical spine, your neck. And then you're going to straighten your knees as you slide your hands to your shins and look forward, keeping your legs straighter as you exhale, fold forward. Bring your fingertips to the floor. So again, if you have to bend your knees a little bit, that's fine. And then you're going to bend your right knee pretty deeply. That's going to deepen the stretch in the back of your left leg. And you're going to sweep your left arm up into the air, coming into a twist. Release that left hand down, straighten your right leg, bend that left knee, sweep your right arm up into the air, twisting the other way. And again, right hand returns, straighten that left knee. Bend your right knee, sweep that right arm up, look to your hand. And release. Straighten your right knee, bend your left. Sweep that right arm up into the air, turn and look to it. And release. Straighten both of your legs, hands come to your shins, look forward. And as you exhale, fold forward. Turn your palms upward, float your arms up over your head, hold onto your left wrist, come down to the right. And as you come down, I want you to really breathe deeply into that left side of your body. Inhale back to center, and then as you exhale, hold on to that right wrist, come down to the left. And then back to center. Open your arms nice and wide, fold forward again. Bend your knees, and then walk yourself to a down dog position. Once you're in down dog, lift that right leg up into the air. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale, send it out. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, send it out. Look to your hands. As you exhale, step that right foot forward. Stay on the toes of your left foot. Pressing into your right foot. Begin to lift yourself up. You're in a nice high lunge here. So I've got a big bend in this right leg, right? My thigh is fired up, but that back leg is supporting me as well. My arms are lifted, my shoulders relaxed, and you're going to look up toward your thumbs. And then your hands travel to your heart center. Take your left elbow, bring it to the outside of your right thigh. Start to turn your belly, your ribs, your chest, look over that right shoulder. So you're in a high lunge and a twist at the same time. Notice that right foot working hard to keep you steady. And then come back to center. Stay here for a moment. Reestablish that sense of being nice and steady. Think about your left knee. See if you can bend that knee and lift. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Stay here. You're still in your high lunge. You're going to start to lean forward, stretching your arms out. Release your fingertips to frame your right foot. Bend that right knee deeply. Shift your weight forward. Left leg comes out behind you. So with your left leg out behind you, you're going to leave your fingertips on the floor. And then we're going to add a twist. So your left hand is going to stay where it is. You're going to try to lift your right arm up and look to your right hand. And then release your right hand down. Lift your left arm up. Try to look to your left hand. Release your left hand down. Step your feet together. Slide your hands to your shins. Look forward. And as you exhale, fold forward. Stay in your forward bend for a few breaths. Allow yourself to let your arms dangle. Let the weight of your arms and your head help to stretch your middle back and your upper back. Maybe you can even notice yourself stretching your lower back. And then to get a little bit more of a lower back stretch, maybe you bend your knees a little bit. You're going to hold on to your big toes, and you're going to start to pull up on your big toes while you take that tailbone and stretch it out behind you. And then release your big toes. Sweep your arms back up over your head. And then open your arms out to the side like airplane wings. Close your eyes. Reestablish that sense of connecting your feet to the earth. And then begin to twist to the right with your eyes closed. Stay here for a moment. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper. Keeping your eyes closed, come back to center. And then begin to twist to the left. Pause. Take another breath in as you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Come back to center. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Sit down in your chair. Your weight's in your heels, right? Your knees are bent, your chest is lifted so you can keep breathing. And now in our Uttanasana, or chair pose, you're going to take that right elbow, bring it to the outside of your left thigh, turn and look over your left shoulder. Come back to center. Stay nice and low in your chair. Take your left elbow, bring it to the outside of your right thigh, turn and look over your right shoulder. Come back to center. Bring your hands to your shins. Straighten those legs, look forward. Big breath in. Exhale, you fold forward again. And then you're going to walk yourself back to that down dog. You make sure that your fingers are spread. You're pressing into your fingertips. Your legs are working as much as your arms. You're equally distributing your weight between your arms and your legs. Your belly's engaged. And then you're going to lift that left leg nice and high. Take a big breath in. Your exhale brings your knee to your nose. Inhale, send it out. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, send it out. Look to your hands as you exhale. That left foot steps forward. You begin to lift yourself up. Now you're in that high lunge on the other side. Your shoulders are relaxed, right? That back leg is engaged. You're on the toes of that right foot, but your heel is stretching toward the floor. That left thigh is fired up. That left foot might be wobbling a little to keep you steady. And then you're going to bring your hands to your heart center. You're going to take your elbow, bring it to the outside of that left thigh, turn and look over your left shoulder. High lunge and a twist. There's a lot happening. This isn't easy. Come back to center and stay at your heart center. Really press down, especially through that left big toe. And then you're going to bend that right knee and lift. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Stay here. Arms come back up. And then you start to lean forward, forward, forward. Release your hands to frame that left foot. Shift your weight forward. Right leg comes out behind you. Fingertips stay on the floor at first. And then you're going to sweep that right arm up into the air. Maybe you look to that right hand. And release it down. And then your left arm comes up into the air. And release it down. Good. Step your feet together. Hands come to your shins, look forward. And as you exhale, fold forward. Take a couple of resting breaths in your forward bend. But also, use this opportunity to explore your whole spine again. Bring your hands back to the floor. You can walk yourself to plank pose. And you're going to stay in plank for a couple of breaths. And then you're going to roll yourself to the outer edge of your right foot. Your left arm comes up into the air. If you would like to add a twist, you can take that left hand and sweep it underneath your right armpit and then lift it back up. Left hand sweeps under your right armpit. Those left ribs come down and you lift it back up. And one more time, sweep that left arm under your right armpit. Knees, sink your hips to your heels and take a couple of nice big resting breaths. So twisting in a pose is challenging, right? A lot of times we do like some seated twists. One week, a couple of weeks ago, we worked in a chair. We did some twisting in the chair. We often do seated twists on the floor, and we will again in a few minutes. But if you're in a lunge and you're adding a twist, if you're in a chair pose and you're adding a twist, if you're in a standing, almost a warrior three and adding a twist, it becomes very challenging. If you're in a plank pose and add a side plank and adding a twist. So give your body the opportunity to just come back to a place of homeostasis, a place of balance, a place where your breath feels like it could support you, because you know that those side planks are coming on the other side. So arms come out in front of you, lift yourself to all fours, curl your toes. Once again, you're in your plank. You roll to the outer edge of that left foot. Your right arm comes up into the air. Take a big breath in. And maybe as you exhale, that right elbow, that right arm comes underneath your left armpit. Maybe you can even bring that right elbow onto the floor and then sweep that right arm back up. And then that right arm comes underneath, that elbow taps the floor maybe, and lift it back up. And one more time, elbow taps the floor, hands toward your armpit, lift it back up. And then you come back to your plank, stay here in your plank. All of a sudden, this plank is a resting pose. 2 big breaths, big inhale. Exhale, 1. Another big breath in. Exhale, 2. As you inhale, lift your right foot off the floor. Your exhale brings your right knee toward your left elbow. And then you send it out. And then again, right knee, left elbow, send it out, and put your foot on the floor. Lift your left foot up, big breath in. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, send it out. Left knee, right elbow, send it out. Foot to the floor, knees to the mat. Flop your hips down, swing your legs in front of you. So now you're sitting on your butt, your legs are bent. You're going to hold on behind your thighs. Lean back a little bit and lift your right leg and release. Lift your left leg and release. Lift both of your legs, then lift your chest. So notice if your legs want to start dropping down. We want to try to the best of our ability. See, without the camera on, I can't tell if you're following me or not. We're going to try to the best of our ability to keep our legs at this right angle. And then our hands are going to come together. What are we going to do in this half bow pose? We're going to add a twist. So inhale left, exhale center. Inhale right, exhale center. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Hands come onto your thighs. Lift yourself back up. Open your knees. See if you can take your fingers, find your big toes. Chest lifts nice and high. Stay here while you get steady. So thinking about your spine, maybe you feel your tailbone kind of supporting you here. Maybe as you lift your chest, you feel your whole spine, your whole skeleton supporting you. And then you're going to try to open up one leg and open up the other and stay here for 3 breaths. Big breath in. Exhale 1. Another big inhale. Exhale 2. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, feet come together, knees come together, arms come straight out. We stay here for 3 breaths. Release your feet down. Hold on to your knees. Tuck your chin. Pull your belly button in around your spine. And then lift your chest. Look up to the ceiling. Draw your shoulder blades together. Tuck your chin. Pull your belly around that spine. Lift your chest. Draw your shoulder blades together, look up. And then you come back to your neutral spine. Hands are gonna come next to you. So your hands are next to you just to support you. You're gonna lift your feet up, you're gonna cross your ankles. And then you're gonna bring your knees in toward your armpits. This is cobbler's pose. And then you're gonna stretch your legs out. You're gonna switch the cross, bring your knees back in. Inhale, switch, exhale. Inhale, switch, exhale. Inhale, switch, exhale. One more time. Inhale, switch, exhale. Bring your feet onto the floor. Hold on to your knees. Sit yourself up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders up toward your ears and then let your shoulder blades drop down to the side. Stay here for a moment. You can even close your eyes. Reestablishing that sense of spinal elongation, that sense of axial extension. And then open your eyes. Stretch. I'm going to have to move this again. Stretch both of your legs out in front of you. And with both of your legs stretched out in front of you, point your toes to your face. And then you're going to take your left leg. Oh, you can't see me. I don't know where to put this. Take your left leg and put it on top of your right. So you're bringing yourself into a position where we're going to come into a twist. So that left foot is over your right foot. And you're going to take your right arm. You're going to hug that left leg in. You're hugging that leg in so much that you feel yourself stretching your glute. Then your left hand comes behind you. You use that left hand, you press into it, and you notice how it sits you up even taller. You take that big breath in, and just like in the beginning, you turn your belly as you exhale, then your ribs, then your chest, then you look over that left shoulder. And we're going to stay here. And I want you to continue to hug that left knee as close to the midline of your body as you can. And then come back to center. Uncross your legs. So your toes are pointing to your face. You can probably see my toes. Lift your arms up. Relax your shoulders. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, keeping your back as straight as possible, come forward, 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 and pause. Take a nice big breath in. Pull your belly in. And as you exhale, lift yourself back up and relax your shoulders. Nice sip of air. As you exhale, come forward, 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 pause. Stay here. Imagine that I am going to be able to grab your hands and bring you even a little further forward. And then you take a nice breath in. You pull in on your belly. And as you exhale, you lift yourself up. Good. Relax your shoulders. Left foot comes, or right foot comes over that left. Take your left arm, hug it in. This right hand comes behind you. So as that hand comes behind you, try to bring your thumb as close to your tailbone as you can and use that right arm like a lever or like a steel rod to straighten you up even more. Then you take that big sip of air, right? You're hugging this leg in. And as you exhale, you turn your belly, you turn your ribs, you turn your chest, and then you turn your head. And you stay here for a few breaths. Come back to center. Uncross your legs. One more time. Lift up. You create that axial extension. We're straightening that spine that was just twisted. You come forward, forward, forward. Maybe you can hold on to your toes, or maybe your ankles, or your shins, or your knees. Big breath in. Lift up. And as you exhale, bend your elbows a little bit. Come further forward. You can relax your head. And as you stay here for a couple of breaths, instead of planning what your afternoon is going to look like, instead, travel up and down your whole spine. Release your hands, slide them up your legs, bend your knees. We're going to come down onto the floor. Your arms are going to come straight out. Take a nice breath in, look behind you, make sure that you're going to land on your mat. And as you exhale, come down a couple of inches, try to hold it. And then see if you can come down a little bit further and see if you can hold it. And then you're going to come all the way down to the floor. You're going to hug your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs, right? So we know that twisting creates some constriction. So does hugging your knees into your chest. Again, it's not a bad thing. Open your arms out to the side like airplane wings. Let both of your knees fall halfway down to the left and let your head turn to the right. So again, we're in a twist, a supine twist, lying down, but without allowing our knees to come to the floor, this is still effort, right? There's a lot of oblique action happening here. So we're letting those knees hover. And then you're keeping those thighs glued together. You're going to inhale those legs back to center. And as you exhale, they come down halfway to the right. Your head turns to the left. Inhale back to center. This time those legs come halfway down to the left again. And then you're going to extend that right leg straight out. You're going to lift it up a couple of inches and hold it there. And then bend that right knee, let it glue itself back to the left one. Bring yourself back to center. And then your knees come halfway down to the right. You extend that left leg. Hold it. Bend that left knee, let it glue itself back to the right one. Come back to center. And this time you're allowed to let both of you, you're always allowed to do whatever you want, but you can let both of your knees come all the way down to the left, let your head turn to the right. And allow that, or let that left hand rest on that right knee. Maybe you even draw that right leg a little closer in toward you so you're getting a nice stretch in your hip while you're also bringing movement to your spine. Release your hand. Bring your legs back to center. And now both of those knees come down to the right. Your head turns to the left. And you let that right hand rest on top of your left knee or thigh. Maybe you draw that leg a little bit closer in. And again, instead of going back to using this opportunity to create your to-do list, or to maybe re-engage with your favorite new hobby of worrying about something, don't do that. Try to use this opportunity to say like, wow, I really feel something in that left hip. Or this feels different than when my knees were on the other side. Or whatever. I don't care what you're feeling, but I want you to feel something. And I want you to notice that you're feeling something. And then bring those knees back to center. Stretch your legs up into the air, toes to your face. Big breath in. And as you exhale, you reach your fingers toward your toes, lift your head and shoulders here. Try to stay here. Maybe your butt comes up off the mat a little bit. 2 breaths. Release your head, release your shoulders. Arms come down to your side. Turn your palms upward if you want to challenge your core a little bit more. And then you're going to slowly lower that right leg almost the whole way down. It's going to hover. And then you're going to slowly bring that right leg back up. And then you're going to slowly let that left leg come all the way down. It's going to hover. And then that left leg's going to come up. And then maybe both of those legs come almost the whole way down. You let them hover. And then your heels come to the floor. Your calves relax, your knees relax, your thighs relax, your hips relax. You close your eyes. You let your hands settle into the floor. You let those shoulders open up and let go. And you bring all of your awareness, all of your attention back to that intention of noticing your spine. So see if you can use a little visualization. And can you picture yourself drawing that breath from your tailbone all the way up your spine to the base of your skull? And then that breath goes from the base of your skull all the way back to your tailbone. When your mind wants to wander, which it will, because that's what minds like to do, bring it back. Feel that breath move in your spine. Take another nice breath in and use your exhale to roll you onto whichever side of your body feels more comfortable. Allow yourself to notice the breath moving up and down your spine in this position. With that sense of curiosity, how does changing the position of your body change your relationship to your breath? Slowly guide yourself back to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed if possible. Bring your hands back to your heart center. Take a moment, as always, to express gratitude toward yourself for showing up on your mat today. But then take a moment to express gratitude towards your spine. Your spine, which you might take so for granted, but you really shouldn't. So maybe you take that intention to pay attention to your spine, and you carry that with you off of your mat and back into your world. carrying that sense of appreciation and gratitude for your spine with you throughout the rest of your day. Take one more nice, big, full breath in. And as you exhale, bow forward. Namaste. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate seeing you.